a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in Week 2. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Singletary to get the drive started. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, this defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Throwing Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
A part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Weston, and he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Setting up the screen, Harris. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Here we go. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
11, 11, 11, 11. 11 empty, 11 empty. They gotta go, gotta go.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. The end result, 21 yards.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
On 2nd and goal, Burrow. He's got it. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
11 empty, 11 empty.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Rough incompletions on first and second down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Jones. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Play action. It's Burrow. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
Here we go, here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Weston, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Burrow on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys. Already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
11 MP,
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got Allen. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 13-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. O.J. Howard from 13 yards out. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14, Steelers, nothing.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Jones on 3rd down. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Shoves him aside and all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, a 22. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Caught outright by Renfro. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow will throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a 2nd, but you're right, not to be.
Here we go.
The offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Here we go.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
11.
Burrow looking to pass. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's what I like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss.
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take a 3-touchdown lead. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 40-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic, but in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Jones now, off the play fake. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown! T. Higgins, 40 yards. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones, the Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Looking to throw. Jones. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. They'll look to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone. And they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Right back to him on first down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
11, Thomas.
Burrow on play action. And he finds Howard complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here we go, here we go.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
12.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
Well, you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On the counter, this is Singletary. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Singletary again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. from the 41. Jones. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
A tall task ahead of them here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Burrow.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Throwing Jones. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Back to throw. Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Here we go.
On 2nd down now. Weston, and some room to maneuver.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Bengals extend their lead yet again. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And, look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They're going to try and throw. And now here is another interception.
Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They don't want to crash in the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow now off the bootleg. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
12, 12, 12. 11, MT, paint. 11, MT, paint. 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, so much for holding them to a field goal. The pressure they got home on the previous play didn't hear, and that bought their quarterback some time to find a receiver, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
Try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hurry, hurry!
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
The tackle made back at the 9-yard line.
Here we go.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give up the middle to Singletary. Good footwork at the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends.
2nd down and 4.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Let's go.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Jones setting up the screen. Harris. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Off play action. Jones. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there and end up making the play.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is good. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out. So it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
67 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. Oh, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
Here we go.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 29-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Weston. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Jones. He's got the connection to Moore. He's up to the 20, and he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
This one complete downfield on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back to throw again. He gets it complete to Harris. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Come on, Rick.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
On 3rd down, Weston, and he'll get it down here to the 43. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1.
Here we go. Here we go.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals.